tensions and policy uncertainty continue to damage the prospects for global economic growth. In the mid-year update of its World Economic Situation and Prospects report, the United Nations forecasts a global growth slowdown to 2.7% in 2019, down from 3% growth experienced in 2018. Sherwin Bryce Pease has more on this.
The unresolved trade tensions, most notably between the United States and China, high international policy uncertainty, and a softening of business confidence is all leading to the global slowdown.
Since the release of the WESP in January of 2019, the growth forecasts for 2019 have been downgraded in most developed economies and in several developing regions, particularly in Southern Africa, in Western Asia and Latin America and the Caribbean.
Increased geopolitical uncertainty, waning stimulus measures in the developed world, and weather-related shocks, like the cyclones to hit southern Africa, are also having a negative impact.
Factors such as power shortages in South Africa and oil production cuts by OPEC and other oil producers. In aggregate, we are forecasting that economic growth this year will slow to 2.7% compared to growth of 3% that we saw last year.
The report calls for more well-targeted policy responses, improving national fiscal management, and for countries to increasingly look beyond GDP growth by rather identifying new measures of economic performance that reflects the costs of inequality, of insecurity, and of course, of climate change. With a clear call for the world to not merely rely on growth alone to deliver the SDGs.
In light of severe environmental degradation, a swift and radical transition away from fossil fuels is absolutely imperative. This will require a fundamental change in economic decision-making and in private consumption behavior. By putting a price on carbon dioxide, we would make producers and consumers internalize these negative consequences.
The report also points to deep structural weakness in several large developing countries like South Africa that are struggling to recover from recession or remain trapped on a low growth path. Sherwin Bryce Pease, SABC News, New York.